Can I add something to that? Earlier,
Yes, please.
when I talked about risks involved in every business venture, one of the major risks in Nigeria in terms of agri is terrorism, that you call banditry, that you call herdsman farmers clashes. If that's a very high risk in conducting a SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That is a major threat. If you are not able to deal with that big issue, you will never find investors. If investors come, don't forget the aim of every business is to make profit. And I alluded to risk analysis earlier on about the insurance. What they would want back for their risk is a very high return. Now, the question is this: can your economy absorb that? The investors in this agro business, do they have the capacity to deliver such that the potential consumers will consume in order to pay back these investors with this high interest they are expecting? That's one. Two, I said earlier on about people who employ labor for the business, that there are so many treacherous people in that small ecosystem. That small ecosystem within the agri, this thing, that they'll go and they say, oh, I can get you 200 workers to come and do your 100-acre farm. It's a bloody lie. Give them money, they're out. Now, for someone who's invested a lot in buying not only the land, in clearing the land, now waiting for the workers, and someone has just eloped with like 200,000 just for logistics for the people, or even agency. That is my agency fee. You have not talked about logistics to bring in these people. Because what you also find out is that you don't have Nigerians who are ready to work. I can tell you my own history. I have to bring people. If I give them an opportunity to say, for example, plow, they won't do it. They may start today, take the money, and they say, oh, my tractor broke down, and they disappear. Now, you can't go and start fighting them, because guess what? You have to think about the risk that will bring to your own employees on your farm. Because most of these farms are in villages, they will harm them. You owe a duty of care to your employees. So these are some of the things you have to think about as a businessman. Can you afford that? So if I give them one opportunity, they mess up, I go outside, go and bring them in, come and do the job and go. But that puts in a lot of pressure on the promoters of the business. And they have to recover that money. Where the money from consumers. Is it the person collecting 30K as a minimum wage every month that has 3 children that can afford to pay you what you think? I gave an example earlier on of how much the difference in a matter of weeks of 1 liter of herbicide is. There are some herbicides that are 9,000, 10,000 naira per liter. And we're talking about everyday food. Gary, that used to be what you used to this thing. Do you know how much you buy the stem for cassava? Not to talk of herbicides for it, not to talk of the other inputs, not to talk of harvesting, not to talk of processing, before it finally comes out. And the entrepreneur that has invested his money, time, resources, will think about something. Can you, the common man, afford it? Even in Europe, in America, the foods that they produce, when inflation sets in, people on the average wage will have to decide, do I buy food or do I pay my utility bills? In terms of our financial institutions are not even helping as such. They give the money to the big people. That's why I mentioned earlier, we deal with cooperatives. That if you form cooperatives, you can share resources and then make it work for you. I know Phoebe is very, because I keep hitting these financial institutions, but it's not only me. The follow-up speaker mentioned it again. Maybe they now need to work on their model. That how can we actually have a bad reputation? How can we redeem ourselves?
Interesting one. Thank you very much for your insightful contributions to that question.